Hey, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Coaching for Coaches. My name is Denise Walsh, and I am super excited to connect with you today and share with you my story in a bit more detail, a bit more vulnerably. So today I'm going to share with you a few of the self-sabotaging I did when I first got started as an entrepreneur and why I think that overcoming self-sabotage, retraining your nervous system, retraining your automatic thoughts is key when you're starting something new, including starting your own business. So whether you are a coach or you're in network marketing or you're starting a side hustle, I truly believe that 90-day U-turn and learning the skills that I teach there is like foundational to anyone who wants to experience success. It's like I think sometimes we go straight to marketing versus really developing yourself to be the person that people want to work with, to be the person that follows through on the things you say you want to do, and to be the person that wears the CEO hat. Sometimes we are still living in our old patterns and it shows up in our life. So, big welcome to Carrie, who won the action tracker and the Dream Life Journal in our last live. I will message you, Carrie, and ask for your address and get all of that shipped out to you today. Big congratulations. If you're listening live or listening to the replay within the Dream Life coaching community, please be sure to comment below and I'll be doing another drawing for a winner today. All right, so I want to get into this because I think people often see the success, right? You see the podcast or you see the reels or you see the highlight reel on social media. That's what social media is. It's a highlight reel. And you don't necessarily see the grit that went into it. And so today I'm going to share with you a few of the stories that I have from when I first got started in network marketing and how it impacted me even to this day. So I'm trying to find the live that I'm doing right now on my phone so that I can see if you're commenting, but it's not working, so we'll see. I may just do this later. All right. I can't see you yet, but that's okay. Okay, so let's talk through this with me. I want to put you back into the scene. It was 2007. This is before smartphones. This is before GPS. This is flip phones and MapQuest era. In fact, like social media wasn't really a thing yet. Facebook was probably on college campuses, and I was out of college, and so this was an era of time where belly to belly and Google were the main ways to draw traffic in. And so when I first got started in my business, I was a clinical psychologist. I was working a full-time job. My first job out of school. I had about 80 clients a week, maybe not a week. I had about 80 clients on my roster, right? And so I saw them every other week, sometimes once a month. I led about 7 groups: anger management, depression group, trauma group, family psychoed, DBT, preteen, teen. Like I really liked the groups, actually. So I led a lot of the groups, and I did on call, which meant that I was once a month-ish on call, wearing a pager throughout the weekend. And if somebody was having a hard time, they would call the crisis line, and that would be me. And that meant that sometimes I would go to the hospital if somebody was having thoughts of self-harm, and I would work with them through it, or get them into inpatient, whatever the case may be. So let's just say this was a position, oh, good. Hey, Carrie, I see you now. I can see the comments now. Okay, good. I feel better. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Okay. So needless to say, I was full into my position at work. I was fairly new. I really only worked there 5 years total. So by the time I started my business, I was probably 2 or 3 years in. And it was still very new to me. And I was really proud of being a clinical psychologist. I had gone to school for 6 years. This was my first job. I'm off to change the world. And it was really heavy. So I came home with anxiety. I came home with what they call secondary PTSD, which is like, what is going on in this world? There's so much trauma around me, or, my clients were in and out of jail, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's the scene. You can see the mindset that I'm in. I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm really proud of this, and it's really hard, and I don't know that I want to do it for the rest of my life, in this position at least. And so I got started in network marketing after praying for something to come my way. I was like, I know what it's like to love what I'm doing, and this isn't it. So how can I go reignite my spark? Let me know in the comments if you've been in that position too, where you're like, I know it's not here. This isn't it, but I don't really know what I want to do. And so I started praying, I started asking, I started looking around, and I started asking myself, what do I want? What do I want my days to look like? What's my dream job, right? And I started asking myself a lot of the questions I ask you in 90 Day U-Turn. And the how started to show up for me. So I got introduced into network marketing. Being an entrepreneur was not on my bucket list. It was certainly not a part of my identity, because at 24 years old, I had gone through 6 years of college. I did the things that I was supposed to do. And yet, in my first position, I was bored, burnt out, overwhelmed, underpaid, right? And I didn't really know what to do next because nobody was telling me what to do next. And so being an entrepreneur was not in my worldview. Nobody in my family has their own businesses that I really knew of. It was just like not in my worldview. This was the way that life was supposed to go, and entrepreneurship was outside the box. And so I remember, again, learning from my friends, my team that I was working with, I joined some networking groups. In fact, my aunt called me. She lives in the area, and she said, hey, I've got a networking group for you to come to if you want to promote your new business. And I was like, okay, thanks. And so I remember I left work and I put my Get Your Sexy Back t-shirt on. I switched shirts and drove straight to the networking event. And when I got there, we were all sitting around a picnic table and everyone's going through their 30-second commercial. And when it got to me, I said, I am a clinical psychologist. Oh yeah, and I also happen to sell these wrap things. Guess what? Nobody asked me any questions. Nobody took my business card. Nobody really seemed like they were interested. And so I got into the car, and as I was driving home, I turned the music down low, and I started thinking to myself, no one's going to take me seriously if I don't take me seriously. Like, instead of my identity being I'm a clinical psychologist, I need to be I'm an entrepreneur who also happens to be a clinical psychologist. If I wear my entrepreneur hat first and I'm super proud of paving this trail outside of my comfort zone, expanding my box, so to speak, and if I talk boldly and loudly and confidently about that, guess what? The other stuff backs that up. Like the clinical psychology degree, the work that I was doing, all of the experiences, like give that more meaning. You know what I mean? But here's what I did. I was saying I'm a clinical psychologist who happens to have this other thing, maybe kind of, sort of. No wonder nobody believed me, because I didn't even believe myself. And so shifting my identity to I am an entrepreneur, I am a CEO, I have this awesome product that you will want, changed the name of the game for me. And this is one reason why I love networking events, BNI events, in-person events, because you practice telling people what you do over and over and over again until you've got a 30-second commercial and people go, ooh, I need that. For example, when I started my coaching, I would say, I help stay-at-home moms become CEOs. And people were like, oh, cool. They didn't really know what that meant, right? So eventually, after trying on other 30-second commercials, I would say, I help people overcome self-sabotage and finally finish what they start. And people would go, ooh, I need that, right? And so it helped me practice saying what I do in a way that caught their attention and allowed me to say, hey, well, let me follow up with you. Let me tell you more about how this works. Let me engage with you in this new way. That identity shift was step one, because I can tell you I worked with people who were nurses, who were teachers, who were, and whatever they identified as was really the ownership that they took. So if they kept this side hustle as a kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit, I don't know, the clients could feel that, right? Clients could feel that energy rub off. And it was the low vibe energy versus the high vibe energy of the belief, the confidence that you've got to do this too. There were several times in my business where I was like, oh, I'm a leader. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. People kept asking me questions, and eventually I was like, oh, I should know what I'm talking about. I should either figure it out, or like oftentimes it's common sense. Or I would say, hey, what do you think? And help them figure out their answers. Oh, I'm a leader. Oh, I'm a top income earner. Oh, and oftentimes, guys, these things, these realizations would grow my my capacity. It grew my capacity. It grew my confidence, and it allowed me to show up in a way that, again, had that high vibe attraction. You know what I mean? And that's what we want. We want people follow people who know where they're going. And people want to know and to trust that you can help them. They really don't care about your success or lack of thereof. They just want to know that you can help them get their success. Like, they want to know that you can help them get what they want. And so as we're selling and doing marketing and showing up in our business, our confidence level matters. Like, I know without a shadow of a doubt that 90-day U-turn is going to blow your mind. You are going to have so many aha moments. It's going to align your dream life pathway, and the how is going to show up for you. If you've been in 90-day U-turn, please share a comment below and share like a testimony or your thoughts about it, because I am so confident in that when I talk to people about 90-day U-turn and they ask me questions, I'm like, heck yeah, it will. Like, the community's going to hold you accountable. You're going to make long-lasting friendships. You're going to make moves you never would make on your own. Like, the growth is compounding in 90-day U-turn, right? And then when people ask me about the business side, they're like, can I be a coach? Can I sign up clients? And I'm like, heck yeah. Yeah, you can. You literally can, because there's a million people in this world who need what you have. Right? And so the confidence that I have and the belief that I have in the programs that I sell come first. If you are selling something that you don't quite believe in, your clients will feel it. You will be hemming and hawing. You will be second. Guess what? You probably won't even follow up, because you're like, it's not going to work anyway. If you've noticed that yourself, comment below. Which is why this identity piece of I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a CEO, I have the license to print money by signing up customers, clients, and experience, I can do this. This is who I am now. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an out-of-box thinker. Those identifications make such a big difference in how you show up in your business. So I'm going to take a look at the comments, see if there's anything else that you guys have to chat about, and answer any questions that you have. Oh, Nicole, current situation. Yes, which is why 90-day U-turn is step one in the certification program, because I want you to grow yourself before you teach it. Because that confidence is so important, I don't want you to just read a book and then go do it with clients. I want you to practice it and embody it. So you go through 90-day U-turn yourself, and then you come a second time to practice coaching it. And I pair you up with clients, you help facilitate in the groups, you help lead breakouts. Like, you get to practice coaching, which again builds your coaching confidence. So then when you've got something to sell, whether you sell 90-day U-turn, you create your own programs, you feel like, everybody needs this. Heck yeah, this is the best thing since sliced bread. Like, that confidence is going to be that energy transfer. And that's what your clients need. So let's get you going, because I think at the end of the day, you're just going to, another year's going to go by unless you start saying yes now, and we'll really like step 1, step 2, step 3, get you certified and your program going. Carrie, in the midst of transition and doing things, still figuring it out. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the fun part of this messy middle is you can try on a few hats. You can say, am I like, I'm this, how does that feel? But no matter what direction you decide to go, Carrie, you're an entrepreneur. You're an out of the box thinker. You have the ability to help others. Like, that identity is really key no matter what you're selling. Awesome. Carrie said, 90 Day U-Turn was the best experience and given me the tools to do things I've always wanted to do. Yeah. Carrie was so much fun because she had so many aha moments and then she took action on them immediately. She didn't think, oh, I'll wait till later. Like, she started doing it and she immediately created a course for pain to purpose. She's had chronic pain her whole life and she knows other people have chronic pain and she's creating a group for that. Just amazing to see. And then she also said, it helped me release so much resentment and grief, and now in the transition to your best self. Yes. So part of 90 Day U-Turn is the releasing sections. It's weeks 8 and 9, where we heal our heart center, because it's like you can be moving forward, but if you've got resentment, anger, grief, guilt, all this negative emotions, it's kind of like a weight. They call it baggage for a reason. It's like a weight holding you down. And so we clear those cobwebs through some really specific exercises so you can catapult to your next level. It doesn't have to feel hard anymore. You don't have to feel like a grind. Like, that next step is coming, and that's a big piece of that. Let's see, Georgia, she's a 90 Day U-Turn right now. Woohoo! Yeah, and she's doing it. She's on her journey to buying her own house, and next spring will be a homeowner. That's amazing. Lisa, you said something about being let's see, you coach for codependency. Okay, yes. Oftentimes people, we want to coach somebody who's 3 steps behind us. And so what I did, at least, is somebody would say, well, how can I do what you do? And I'd be like, I don't know. What did I do? And so you want to take a look back. What did you do 3 steps ago, right? How did you identify you were living in codependency? What did codependency feel like? How did you take steps to create boundaries and build your security back personally without needing to be on someone else's roller coaster? Like, how did you do step 1, step 2, step 3 to kind of get yourself out of that situation? And then that's what you package to then sell to somebody else who's currently living in codependency. The other thing to think through is, does somebody who's living or experiencing codependency know that they're experiencing codependency? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe the words that you'd use to market somebody that's experiencing codependency is, you feel like you're walking on eggshells, your partner is gaslighting you, you can't sleep, you're always anxious. What are the symptoms of codependency? It may be a better idea to market the symptoms versus codependency itself, because they might not even get it, right? They might not even know that yet. And you're also a Reiki master, an IET practitioner, and you need confidence. Okay, here's what you need, Lisa. You need practice. The best way to build confidence is through doing, which is why in the 6-month certification program, like, we have practice built in. Even we meet twice a month as a coaching cohort and we practice together. All of that is really important because it helps you to build that confidence. You will not build confidence in a vacuum, like by yourself alone in your office. Like, it's just not where confidence comes from. Confidence comes through movement, through action, through working with people. I can tell you, everyone who's paired up with somebody in the certification program and they do one-on-one sessions together, they're like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. They love seeing the light bulb moments and the aha moments. So if you're new and you feel like, all right, I'm not quite ready to charge for my program yet, or I don't, see if you can give 3, discounted program off, like 3 things away. I need 3 beta clients to practice with, and I'll give you a beta or, a lower price still charge because you want them to be committed and you want to get something for this, but you can have what we call like a beta program so you can get that practice, and that practice is what's going to build confidence. Yeah, Carrie, yeah, you've got like 20, 30 years of wisdom to share. So it's just about packaging that and making it simple for someone to say yes to that. Good questions, you guys. I appreciate being able to see your comments. Hey, Kim. Okay, you guys, I'll post this in the links too, or Kim, if you want to post your link in the comments. Kim is opening the doors to a free 3-hour workshop for those who are experiencing grief throughout the holidays. This is like years of her heart on a platter for this workshop. She lost her son a few years ago and has been on her own grief journey, and she's now saying, all right, I know there's people just like me who don't need to walk through this alone, and she's providing support. And so put your link in the comments, Kim, and if you are interested in being a part of that free workshop to create your own grief plan for the holidays and to have a community to do life with during the season, you need to reach out to Kim. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, Carrie said she is going to add writing her book to her calendar. Oh, baby, I love that. Hey, Sarah, good to see you. Yeah, the fear, Lisa, is overwhelming. However, the fear will dissipate as you start taking action. What I found is that I had to do things in fear. I went to the networking event in fear. I did expos in fear. I did home parties in fear. I called leads in fear. Like, I did it afraid until that confidence was built. And by the time I made my program, I had been doing this work for 20 years. So by the time 90 Day U-Turn was born, none of this was new to me. It was a new package, right? I packaged it differently, but it's been stuff that I've been working with clients and team for a long, long time. And that is part of where my confidence came from, because if something didn't land, I didn't do it again. But if something landed, I would do it again, and it would become part of my muscle memory, and it became easier and easier and easier and easier. So my guess is right now, you guys are saying, hey, I am a stay-at-home mom. I am a teacher. I am a nurse. and I also kind of sort of maybe want to become a coach. And what we want to do is we want to flip that. You want to say, I am an entrepreneur. I am a coach. I have value to add to others. And I have people who are 3 steps behind me who need to learn what I have to offer. And the more you step into that coaching identity, right, the more your confidence is going to grow. But I can tell you that confidence comes through action. It comes through practice. And as you build that practice and as you get that coaching confidence, that identity will begin to shift and you'll really begin to believe it. But it won't even start if you're not claiming those identities to begin with. So share with me, what are some of the new identities you want to claim for yourself over the next few months as we get into 2026? I'm doing 2 freebies this month. Next week, I'm going to host one all about your identity and how to shift this, what it looks like, the barriers that pop up, because again, do I believe it? I don't know. And then what we can do to build that confidence and to take that new action. That will be right here inside of this group. And then in a few weeks, I'm hosting a Stop Sabotage 4-day challenge where we're going to finish what we start and end the year strong, really setting yourself up for success in 2026. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on your new identity, your I am statements in the comments below. Kim posted the link for anyone who's interested. Definitely check it out. And Kim said, yes, confidence happens by taking action. Lisa says, I am a life coach and energy practitioner. Yes. People need what you have, Lisa, right? And you have a story to tell. And part of your marketing is you telling your story, but saying, I can help you step out of the healing journey or step into the healing journey as well. Carrie says, I am a successful entrepreneur and pain management coach who also happens to be a best-selling author. Woohoo! She actually does have a journal already, which is an amazing start. I love it. Yes, exactly. And so it's like both and. You know what I mean? We want to take that new action to build confidence with this identity in place. And guess what? That how is going to show up so much faster than either one alone. If you're taking action and yet you're saying, I suck, nobody wants this, this is the worst, you know what I mean? Then they're not going to believe you and you really won't gain traction. Or if you just like sit and meditate and, say affirmations, like that's one step, but the action and the affirmations paired together, this identity shift, is really where that magic happens. Nicole says, I am a life coach in growth, mindset, and alignment. Ooh, yes. How about Nicole? I'm a dream life coach. And I help you, get out of your own way, or I'm a dream life coach and help you live the life of your dreams, or we can work through that. But needless to say, you guys, you're in the right place and you are the right person. And when you can put on the right identity to help you go where you want to go, the how shows up for you tenfold. And the action that you're taking actually will work. It won't feel like spinning your wheels anymore. Action and identity together is truly where the magic happens. Ooh, Carrie said, taking action has been the most fun of all. Yes, Nicole says, yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me live here. I'm here every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Carrie, you won the Dream Life Journal and the Action Tracker. I will post, or on next week's live, I will share out of the comments here who won from this week. So thank you again for hanging out with me. Let me know what questions you have, and just know that we have another round of 90-day U-turns starting at the beginning of December. So these next few weeks are when we're enrolling for that. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll get you all the details. Have an amazing day, you guys. Talk soon.